B-Will, how do you think the play calling will look offensively? Is it going to be vanilla? Don't put anything on tape? Or is it going to be complex? Maybe make Penn State prepare for more things, and also you get to kind of get a better picture of what you have if you're Bryan Harsin?
I think it's more so going to be to get a better picture of what we have here on the roster. So you
think he opens it up?
I don't know if that means open it up, though. So what I think is he's going to say, all right, here's what we had trouble with in camp. Now, you're not going against our defensive line, which we think is really good. Here's a defensive line. Execute what I'm telling you to execute. And that way you can know, did you have trouble because it was a really good line on a bad O-line? Or are you having trouble because you're just having trouble? And if you call the game so that he has to execute things, whether it's Bo or TJ, because TJ was apparently having some trouble back there against the rush as well. Listen, now just do it. Let's take away the offensive line excuse, because our guys should be able to mash their guys. Now execute. And if you find that out here in week 1, then maybe you've got a different starter in week 2, maybe depending on what those results were in week 1. So that's what I would do. And I'm actually very pleasantly surprised that Harsin is putting the offense in those situations in scrimmages. So it makes me think, all right, if you're willing to test the metal of the offensive line there and put them in bad positions just to get the best out of your guys, then he's definitely going to call the game, not just to run up the score, not just to make it look pretty. He's going to call it to get some more information about what we have at offensive line and quarterback.
Mike, do you agree with all of that?
Yeah, man. Listen, you got to go best on best in camp. Right? That was something that we confirmed wasn't happening under our last coach. We were going best on second in terms of offense versus defense. And there was a false sense of security that we had going into each season about where we stood offensively, just to find out every road game that we didn't have what we thought we had. So this, even though the reports may not be good in terms of how they're performing against our defense, this is undoubtedly a good thing for them to get stress tested now. Yeah. Right. We've interviewed countless former players that have gone on to play pro, and they all say that their kind of nexus events came going best on best in practice. Courtney Taylor, I mean, think about back to 2004, we had Courtney Taylor and we had Thorpe Award winner in Carlos Rogers.
Right.
Courtney came on and told us, listen, when I started he was the best in the country. When I started to beat him in practice, I had the confidence that who's going to stop me on Saturdays?
Yeah.
I'm beating the best guy in the country every practice. Now, Carlos disputes how much he got beat in practice by Courtney, but
like any defensive back would.
Right. So, but think about that for a second. One guy won to Thorpe, and the other left Auburn as our all-time leader in receptions. Mm-hmm. Best on best produces your best. That's back at Auburn. Thank you, Bryan Harsin. We appreciate you for that.